Betty, Daria, and the House of Mirrors. On a cold autumn evening, Daria and Betty wandered through the woods near their village. The dry leaves crunch under their boots, and the wind whispers secrets through the twisted bare branches. Let's race to the edge of the forest, Betty shouted, laughing. All right, but whoever loses has to do it there, inside the House of Mirrors, Daria said with a mischievous grin. The girls took off running, jiggling and breathless, but Betty slipped on a sleek, wet leaf and fell hard into a puddle. That's not fair, she protested, brushing dirt from her hands. I'm sorry, but rules are rules, Daria teased, helping her to her feet. Everyone in the village knew the legend of the old abandoned house, a crumbling place filled with dusty broken mirrors. They said if you looked too long into one of those mirrors at night, you would see something you weren't meant to see, or worse. With her heart hammering, Betty pushed open the creaky iron gate, with Daria next to her. The heavy door ground as they stepped inside the house of mirrors, and in an instant everything changed. As soon as their feet crossed the threshold, it was like time twisted around them. Their clothes hung differently, their hands looked longer, thinner, their faces older, sharper, shadows under their eyes. In the blink of an eye, Daria and Betty had become older versions of themselves. The house reeked of mold and dust, forgotten by time. The faint moonlight caught the cracked mirrors on the walls, making them glint like hundreds of watchful, blinking eyes. Just 5 minutes, Betty whispered, clutching Daria's now unfamiliar older hand. They approached the first mirror he showed them, but not as they were. The reflection smiled mockingly, their eyes glinting with secrets their real selves didn't know. Did you see that? Daria asked, her voice unsteady. Betty only nodded, her face pale. At the next mirror, the distortion deepened. The reflection had black, empty eyes and skin the color of faded paper. Let's leave now, Betty whispered urgently, pulling on Daria's sleeve. But when they turned around, the door had vanished, replaced by endless mirrors stretching into the darkness. Each mirror showed a different version of them, some older still, some twisted beyond recognition. It's not real, it's just an illusion, Daria insisted, trying to steady her breathing. But then, from one of the mirrors, a version of Daria reached out, hand stretching unnaturally through the glass. The real Daria stumbled back in horror, but Betty froze, too terrified to move. Cold fingers gripped Betty's wrist, pulling her toward the mirror. Betty! Daria screamed, lunging forward and grabbing her friend's arm. With all her strength, she yanked Betty away. The mirror cracked with a sharp, etching sound, spiderweb fractures racing across its surface. Moonlight poured in through broken windows, and with it the real door reappeared. Without a glance behind them, the girls ran through the woods, through the fog, until they burst into the village, breathless, their hearts pounding. Since that night, neither Daria nor Betty ever dared to walk the woods after sunset. But even now, sometimes Betty catches something out of the corner of her eye. An older version of herself, standing in a dark reflection, smiling patiently, still waiting to call her back. The end.